All right, I'm Matt.
And I'm KP. Welcome to the Nightly on Hatch Plus, where every chair is a beanbag chair.
And tonight you're joining us in what is very exciting. It's the pub section of the Hatch Pillow Fort, which is something that I've been really looking forward to, because I don't know about you, that's my favourite place to be and to relax, I think, before bed. Just in the pub, having a chat. And for anyone who was familiar with my previous show, Notes from England, I do have a fairly good bank of local newspapers that I've picked up on my travels. So if we get time, probably have a dig into there and have a look, see what's been going on.
I love it. Pubs are my favorite. Whenever anyone's like, oh, what kind of place would you like to go to? I go, I think pub food is my favorite food too. It's nothing fancy, but...
Nothing fancy, no frills, just cheap sustenance.
You know what you're getting to. They're not trying anything too crazy.
No, exactly. And how have you been, KP? I'm
good. I've been, coming off of a weekend where you get to socialize and have fun and goof off, and I felt I goofed off properly this weekend.
Nice. Was that work or just purely social goofing?
I really just kept it really friend goofing. My friend had a birthday, and he has a rooftop kind of a place to his apartment, which is always pretty to go see the skyline. So that was a highlight.
That's a really sort of American thing, that having a rooftop bit to an apartment, and something that I'm really jealous of. You just don't get that over here. It's like if you're on a rooftop, you're like tripping over aerials and pigeons, and it's just grim.
Some of them still have thatched roofs. You're falling through the hay if you're over in there.
A very good point, because we do mostly live in fables and fairy tales over here. So it's...
Yes. What I know about you guys is you're just learning about concrete, and I can't wait for you to see what's going on with that.
Yeah, really excited, actually. It'd be nice to be able to just have a quiet drink without the threat of, like a wolf blowing down the venue.
Unfortunately, you have a lot of big bad wolves over there, and I think about you often with that.
Do you know what? It's weird that you bring that up, the sort of thatched cottage thing, because it's not a million miles away from what my weekend was.
What'd you get into?
I did a comedy show, and there's a whole thing called Comedy at the Castle, and they have started putting gigs on, like in the courtyard of castles, because we don't need them anymore to... keep the French away or anything else. They've got to diversify.
Well, it wouldn't hurt. Keep the French out a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's good. You still have the building there just as a deterrent, but, you don't need them practically. So they've been putting these shows on in the courtyards of these castles, and it is the weirdest thing to turn up. It's all this sort of grand old building, and then just like a comedy stage, and then there was like sort of 1,500 people in the courtyard, but the headline act was staying in the castle.
Wow.
Which I found terrifying. I don't know why he agreed to it, because he's on his own as well. It's because it's not like a functioning hotel or anything. They were just like, oh, we've got a spare room. Well, I mean, loads of spare rooms.
Yeah, we're not using it for much.
Yeah, so you can just stay in there.
Did you, while you were performing, ever think of like what the original people that lived in this castle would have thought of your set?
I don't know. I mean, they had jesters and stuff, didn't they? So they probably wouldn't have been too opposed to it, but it's not what it was meant for. They should be walking the grounds with their suitors and stuff. It's a weird thing just having a load of comedians hanging about in there.
It's a good idea. It's nice to like reclaim the historical buildings so they don't get like torn down for not being useful.
If you wanted to, you could come over here, and I'm pretty sure you could rent and live in a castle for, it's like £2 a month or something for the whole place.
That's low, isn't it?
Super low. Yeah. But like the caveat is that it costs like, the upkeep is probably like £1 million a year.
And if it rains, you're getting fully dripped upon, I would assume.
Oh, 100%, yeah. And you've got to deal with whatever else is in the castle, because I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
When I was talking to this headline act is like, he's a big name in England. And I kept talking about the ghosts that are there, because I kept getting told by other people that
Yeah.
it was haunted, and I was like, "You're not worried about that?" And he was constantly just like, "Will you please stop talking about it?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, I will, but like, you're not at all worried."
My eyes would be open. It would take me a bit to fall asleep. I'd have to make sure.
While I was down there, it was in a place. It was near a town called Exeter, which is like on the southeast coast, and it's quite out in the sticks. And I got one of the local papers there, and there was literally a whole news story in there about the ghosts of Powderham Castle.
That's the place where you were?
That was the place where we were.
Oh my goodness.
So I've still got the paper in front of me. I had a quick flick through.
Please.
So it was built in 1379 by Sir Philip Courtenay, and then passed down through the generations. And actually, this is totally an aside, but the guy that owns it now is like the 18th Duchy or whatever it is of Exeter. And he's married to someone who was on Baywatch, the original Baywatch.
Oh my God.
So it's like a modern day sort of.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's like, if you're a duchess, that's like if like 160 people die, then potentially he could be king.
Yeah, it would be an absolute insane run of circumstances. But yeah, in theory, I think so.
Yeah.
And so the Grey Lady is the main one who's been seen wandering around the estate.
Oh, scary.
Mainly in the library or following a route between the castle and the church. She's said to be the spirit of Lady Frances, who married Viscount Courtenay in 1741. 20 years later, at the age of 40, she was dead.
They don't know cause.
I
guess it was quite old. We can't keep track of it all.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, actually, for that period of time, 40 is probably not a bad run, is it?
Sort of, I know it was kind of like a lot of anticipation. Listen, I'm absolutely intrigued. I have a ton of follow-up questions, but I will say it was sort of like, she runs the path, but in 20 years, she died. Like no other detail. No sort of like tragic death. Yeah, it seems like she had a good time with it.
Yeah, it would be suspenseful if it was like they got married and 2 weeks later she was dead. But yeah,
That's odd.
20 years later she died of natural causes.
Or like she was found in the attic. But no, she just sort of maybe got a little sick.
Oh, hang on. No, carriage accident.
Okay, that's satisfying the unfinished business, I think.
Yeah, you happy with that?
I'm happy with her death. Yeah, I'm so sorry to Lady Grey. Your death brings me pleasure now. Good.
If you enjoy it that much, apparently you can go to the castle and hear the sound of the carriage over gravel.
Wow. I was always confused by carriage accident deaths because they are a bit frequent. And listen, my ignorance is showing, but aren't they going, maybe like 13 miles an hour? What kills you in that?
That is actually an excellent point. I don't want to be all toxic male about it, but I reckon I could survive a carriage overturn.
If you were there, things would have gone different. She wouldn't be dead.
No, she'd have walked away from that, I think. And also, they are pulled by horses, aren't they? So really, you're more looking at a horse accident.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I think if I'm breaking that one down, to me, what seems more likely is like, okay, perhaps it tipped and then the horse kicked you.
Yeah, it's a very good point. It's not going to burst into flames either, because obviously it's...
Right, there's no combustion points. I've always been a little confused on what the death indicator is on all of that.
Yeah, we'll have to do some digging about that at some point.
Yeah, I'll go to the Pillow Fort Library and read some books on it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be rude to... I think I haven't come off great to Miss Frances, so I hope she doesn't travel abroad to me. Is that her name?
The artist formerly known as Lady Frances, it's now the Grey Lady.
Yeah. I, of course, want to treat her with respect, and I hope she doesn't visit me tonight. But I just have question marks.
At least you'll hear her coming anyway.
Yeah, the gravel sounds kind of soothing.
There is another one as well, if you're
Okay.
if you want another ghost story.
I do.
There was a second one. And actually, I'm pretty sure this was in the room that the comedian was staying in. Over 200 years ago, whilst carrying out some renovations in what's known as the guard tower, workmen found one of the walls to be hollow. Breaking through, they found themselves in a secret room containing, what do you reckon?
Bones?
Great guess. Correct.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that's a real sort of quintessential one, isn't it? But again, they're just sort of wandering around. And apparently there were some Japanese tourists that went there once, and one guy was really traumatized by it and wouldn't talk about it, which I don't think gives any credence to it.
Wow.
Because they kept saying to him, "What did you see?"
There's sort of the information is, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, no, I'm not telling you. It was that scary, I'm not telling you.
Sure, I think you can make that case for a lot of things. It's just...
It's quite a cop-out.
So happy I can't put it into words. It's like, okay, well, I don't know. I believe you, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, just take my word for it. It was really frightening.
See, okay, that's interesting, though, because kind of nothing scarier in the bones department. And then the room got sealed up. That's a good ghost story. I'd be watching myself if I was staying there.
Yeah, it's a decent mystery. Have you heard of a book called Strange Houses?
No.
I went into my local bookshop yesterday, and I just saw this book on like one of the, I guess it's like a new release table, and the cover of it was really cool. And so I picked it up and started, sort of flicking through it, and it looked really good. So I bought it, and I've just got it home. It's called Strange Houses by, this is going to be tough, it's a Japanese fella, Uketsu. It's a Japanese mystery bestseller. That's about a hidden space in a house, like in a ground floor. There's like this sort of in the kitchen, like a weird blank space in there.
Ooh.
I've got another news article from Exeter.
Please. I'm fascinated.
Really caught my eye, this. Not sure how I feel about it. Naked crews will set sail at Devon Town, and there's still tickets left. Would you believe?
I do believe. I don't know if it's better to go on one that tickets aren't selling for, because then you're one of 5 people on a naked cruise.
That's so true, yeah.
Or, yeah, you're like, if I'm going to go on the naked cruise, I want the tickets to be selling fast.
You definitely want to be part of a crowd, don't you? If you're just stood on the dock, totally naked on your own. You're
going to want a good crowd, but then you don't want sold out, because then shoulder to shoulder. Well, I guess that's the point. I guess I can't I assume you want a lot of naked people there if you're going on a naked cruise.
Maybe, yeah, but congestion is not something that I would look for in a naked cruise.
No, I have to be right up against the rest of the naked members. I don't think so.
Well, it's strictly for naturists, and it's a fully ticketed, clothes-free cruise up the River Exe with food, music, and a bar on board.
Sure, I would hope.
Feature live music from a local band called The Craving.
Do you think the band has to be naked, or do you think they get a free pass to wear clothes?
I've been booked before for a gig at a naturist camp.
Really?
Yeah, and they were at great pains to say, actually to an offensive level, actually, to say that you don't have to be naked.
They said, hey, we've looked through and you're good to keep them on.
Yeah, it turns out we can make exceptions. We've seen the pictures.
We all talked about it and we said, no worries. In fact, it's going to be breezy. Bring a coat. Please.
Face coverings are encouraged.
Yeah, whatever you got to do, man.
I didn't take the gig.
Yeah. The band probably gets to wear clothes. I would imagine, too, some of the instruments, you'd just prefer to be wearing clothes playing.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. I reckon band are going to be covered up. £24 for a ticket, which I don't know if that's good or bad for a cruise.
How long is this cruise? Like a night, right? Like the river's not that long. It's not like they're like sleeping over.
Well, I've got a schedule here for you.
Oh gosh, wow, okay.
Doors open at 6. The nudity begins from 7.
Okay, so you come in with an outfit.
Yeah, so don't make that mistake. Like when you're getting on the bus to get there and stuff, that's cover up for that. The quiz kicks off at 7:30.
One of the like sort of neither here nor there if you're wearing clothes for that. I figured it would be like something that's like, yay, I've always wanted to do this without clothes. Quizzes. Sitting? Okay.
Is that real sense of
I
freedom.
figured, okay, dancing. I don't know, like, sure. There's some things where I'm like, yeah, okay, I get you want the breeze for that quiz, sitting down. All right.
Yeah, it's a real bucket list thing. I've always wanted to.
I've always wanted to sit in a room with other people answering questions, no clothes.
And wait, there is a dance floor session until midnight after the quiz. So
okay, that's a long dancing, 9 to midnight, something like that.
It sounds cold.
Yeah. And then does it end at midnight?
It seems to end at midnight, yeah. And you've got free drinks and stuff on board. But yeah, I don't know. That's sort of the kind of thing you'd probably want to do in the daytime, I would have thought.
Yeah, that makes sense. Free drinks for £24 ticket really isn't bad, though.
Yeah, far more economical to go on that than just go on a normal night out.
That's what I'm saying. Cheap night out. I'm saying maybe I'll buy a ticket. I won't feel comfortable with the nudity, but maybe I'll wear like a nude morph suit so they can't tell. I'll try and sneak in.
Yeah, well, it'll be dark, so you should be fine.
I'll just full turtleneck gloved sort of tan outfit and see if anyone calls me out.
Yeah, you'd have to pick your quiz team wisely because obviously they're going to be quite close to you. So
that's the most important part. Yeah, that would be tough. I like a trivia game. I like a quiz. My answers have never felt inhibited by the clothes.
No.
I do wonder too if it's naked questions. Like, do you think there's like a theme of nudity in the questions?
I think there probably would be a bit of a sort of wink and a nod, wouldn't there? Some of the team names, I reckon, would be quite funny.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Exeter's really got it going on.
Loads going on down there. Well, I think that pretty much covers everything that's been going on in Exeter at the moment. Quizzes, naked cruises, ghosts. So I think with that, I'm going to turn in.
You've given me a lot to think about for my next travel destination. I'm going to go off to Dreamland to think about it. I'll talk to you next time. Good night, Matt.
Night, KP.